You're listening to Heroes in the Moment.
What's up, heroes? I'm Michael.
And I'm Nathan.
Today, we're breaking down the Flash trailer.
Yo, it's hype.
It's finally
hype, dude.
here. And the trailer, honestly, did not disappoint.
No, it didn't.
I think
Did not.
You're on the same branch.
Oh, yeah,
I think
for
most
sure.
people are.
Chilling.
I think it looks incredible. You know, as a Flash fan, as the Flash is probably my favorite character in fiction.
Yeah.
I'm so much anticipating this film. The only thing holding me back is obviously Ezra Miller and that controversy.
Yeah.
But I'm here for this movie for the Flash, not Ezra.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm going to pay the money.
Yeah.
I get free, but
Spit
pay
it.
the money
Spit
to
it.
watch this movie. So all for the Flash. So I'm super excited to break this trailer down the first time. The marketing has begun for The Fastest Man Alive and his movie that will kickstart the DCU as we know it. So
Fire.
I'm very excited for that. So let's get into this trailer shot by shot because
Okay.
it's a lot and it's exciting and it's everything that I could want. Minus Ezra Miller. All right, let's get into it.
Right.
All right, so it starts off the trailer. We get lightning. Oh, love it.
Yeah.
Got the lightning. We got the Flash standing in front of his house, of his mother's house, because it is the Flash. Barry Allen, my guy,
Yeah.
standing in front of his old house that he grew up in. And I love it. I love every minute of him being there because it just shows that it's going to go in the Flashpoint storyline.
Yeah. So this is not the moment where he gets his powers.
No,
Flash.
this is the
Where is
moments
this?
where he ran back in time and
Yeah.
he's staring at his mother's house, knowing what's about to happen.
Okay.
here.
Okay. So he's watching his mom
Yes.
about to get
And I must
clapped
say,
by the reverse
the Flash's suit in this picture, I'm honestly digging it. I
Yeah.
really do. I like the pulsing. I love the fact that he's finally got the yellow lightning. It's
Yeah.
no longer blue. We do get a blue lightning a bit in the with the second Flash that we see later on.
Okay.
But I'm just enjoying. I like the suit. I don't really like the cowl
Yeah.
too much.
The cowl is like the only thing that looks
It's a
kind of
little
off.
bit weird, looks a little bit goofy, but the suit itself looks really good. So we know at this point the Flash is getting ready to commit the Flashpoint, the crime, create this paradox timeline,
Yeah.
to save his mother, which is what this story is going to be about. I do like the fact that, you know, Flashpoint, the storyline, of course, from the comics that it originated from, has been developed many times.
Yeah.
We've seen it in the Flashpoint Paradox movie.
Fire.
We've seen it, which is a phenomenal movie.
I like it.
And we've seen it in the television series of The Flash season two, right?
I think it's season 2.
No, it's season.
maybe?
It starts season 3.
Season 3?
That's right, season 3, and that was a good rendition of it as
Yeah.
well. And now we're seeing it in a new way, and it looks like they're doing it differently than they did before. It looks like they're having some of the same elements. Obviously, certain characters involved that are involved with that storyline,
Yeah.
which I respect, and also they changed up and switched other characters to make it different, which I appreciate. So it makes me very, very hyped for this movie in itself.
Are we gonna see Earbathon? Are we gonna see that boy?
From what I'm hearing and what I've heard from this trailer, I don't think that he is involved with this particular movie. I don't think he's a villain. And the villain itself has not been revealed yet. And it's going to be more of a, say, Flash season 3 kind of villain as to a season 1 villain for this Grant Gustin's television series. I don't think Reverse Flash is involved, even though it'd be cool to see him. But
Yeah.
I would like to see him in a different, like, as the main project, not even considering Flashpoint, not even that being a threat.
Yeah.
But I feel like considering the fact that he did kill Barry's mom, Nora, he has to be mentioned or involved in at least certain
He'll be in there
aspects.
somewhere. Maybe Flash
Right.
is his own movie, to the sense that, you know, there's not a definitive bad guy, but it's him making a, you know, poor choice due to his emotion. Then he's
Right.
trying to fix that for the majority of the movie,
Right.
You know, with like different, you know, like B tier, you know,
Right.
villains too.
Right. And I do like the
Maybe.
line coming from Bruce Wayne saying, like, you know, tell me something. You can go anywhere. You can do pretty much anything, another timeline, whatever you want. I love that dialogue because it definitely proves that, you know, the Flash is one of the most powerful characters out there. And to see
Yeah.
that realized and the truth that he has the ability and is really the only character who has the ability that's, you know, has the, you know, him, Barry Allen and Wally West are really the only two speedsters that can fully go back in time and change everything. And we've already seen that in Zack Snyder's Justice League where the Flash has to go back
Fire
in time.
shot,
and that is
dude.
honestly probably my favorite
Amazing,
scene
yeah.
in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
And then we didn't have him do nothing.
I know,
for his
ridiculous.
rendition.
It was stupid. But that scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League was so phenomenal.
slow-mo.
And it just kind of gave us a taste of what's to come in this particular movie
Yeah.
that's been in development since 2016. You know, this movie was originally supposed to come out in 2018, believe it or
Really?
not. So 4 years, 5 years
Wow.
of development, 6 years, and now we're finally getting this movie. And all the hype surrounding this movie, I mean, the early reviews are good. James Gunn says it's one of the best superhero films ever made.
That's
And the
crazy.
trailer definitely reinforces
That's
that. So
crazy.
I'm really, really excited. even though Ezra's here.
I know I have huge expectations too, but I feel like it's kind of bad to go in like that. You know,
Right.
I mean, hearing from Gunn himself, it's going to be one of the best. I mean, are we getting disappointed
Right.
walking out if it's not Logan level, if it's not
Right.
Spider-Man 2 level, you know, if
Right.
it's not Infinity War level?
I feel like,
You know?
honestly, when going into this movie, I think I'll have a want of liking it and I'll be hype. But I feel like what will hinder a lot of people is where they'll negatively rate it will come from Ezra, to be honest, just
Yeah.
because of the controversy. So,
But I don't think that's fair.
No,
though.
it's not.
I mean, Ezra has done everything that, you know, Warner Brothers has wanted to.
right.
You know, Ezra has, you know, checked all the
Right.
boxes, come out with an apology.
As
Uh,
long as they don't have him, have them come back.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's just, that's the controversy there. So
yeah,
I don't believe Ezra should come back after this movie, but I do believe in this movie coming out.
yeah.
So
I mean, personally, I think Ezra's a great actor, and I really do
They
enjoy
are.
his roles.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I understand the controversy, but if that's been all, you know, moved on, past all that good stuff, and the movie freaking slaps, who's to
Right.
say Warner Brothers can be like, hey, you know, we want to keep you around.
right. We'll see. I don't know.
I really do think it would be dependent on the success.
I agree.
Watch.
I just hope a lot of people don't, you know, try to boycott this movie.
Yeah.
I hope
And
people
then-
come out for the Flash.
I know.
You know,
Yeah,
the character.
yeah, for the character. Yeah,
Right.
even if you don't just, you know, agree with the choices of the actor,
Right.
which we can see was, you know, wrong, but there's a such thing as forgiveness.
Exactly.
You know, grace.
Exactly. So we'll see. All right. Next shot, we get a really cool, dope shot, but I feel like we already kind of knew this. So it's a little bit spoilery, but not, but we already knew it. We kind of already got this shot before, but we see a bat cowl in a body with blood. This is obviously Ben Affleck's Batman on the ground, probably dead, from this timeline. We
Oh
know Ben
my
Affleck's in it.
goodness.
We know,
Yeah.
and I'm excited to see his send off. His last
Batman.
role. We got Batfleck's last
Who
appearance.
kills him, man?
I would assume. Well, I'll
That's
talk about it later.
terrible,
I'll talk
yeah.
about it later. But we see his dead. This probably
I
happens.
love
very.
Affleck as Batman. I really do.
Now
man.
you do. Now
I
you
do.
do.
At
right?
first, I was a huge hater, but the more
Right.
I've rewatched, I'm like, dude, he's good.
he's a very
Especially
good
Bruce Wayne.
Oh, he's a very, very good Bruce Wayne, and he looks like Bruce
he
Wayne.
looks exactly like
Yeah,
him, dude.
so I do like that. But we see him dead. Apparently, we knew it was going to happen. It's going to happen within the first 20 minutes, probably, of the film.
Frick.
It's like it's bittersweet because I know what we're gonna get in this movie and it's very intense, the stakes, the emotions,
Yeah.
but it's also like I would have really liked to seen him have a bigger role because he should have. And then there's just so much more potential this movie could have had. And I feel like when this movie was originally written, he was going to be the main Batman source of this
Yeah.
movie, and he wouldn't have died. And then of course he would have had his own movie, the Batman. Matt Reeves' Batman would have been Ben
Yeah.
Affleck. So with Deathstroke as the villain, but
I would
it's
have
just-
loved that.
I would have
man.
loved to have seen that as
I would
well.
have loved that.
Even though I love the Batman, Matt Reeves' the
Yeah.
Batman, I would have liked to see Matt Reeves' the interpretation with Ben Affleck and Deathstroke. I think
But
that would have been
so
really cool
good,
too.
dude. So good.
But who knows? All right, so after we get the shot of the dead Batman, how unfortunate we get to see
Rip.
Ben Affleck one more time on his bat bike riding through the town. This is definitely probably the first scene of the movie, wouldn't you say?
yeah, probably.
I mean, he's
it has
riding
to
through,
be.
something's happening, getting ready to
He's
fight.
probably like on the chase or something,
Right.
and then
Definitely.
I mean, killing Batman. That's a
high-
tough task.
Has it
They got to do it justice. Like, have
has
we
it
seen
ever happened
live
on screen?
action?
A live action Batman death?
death?
I mean, Christian Bale faked his death in
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises, but he didn't die.
Yeah,
So I don't think we've ever seen an actual legitimate
I
Batman
don't
death
think
on
so.
screen.
It
So
has to be something worthy. Like, it has to
Right.
be some of his greatest villains.
It
Like,
does.
or no. He has to sacrifice himself.
Probably.
'Cause that's what he's about.
that'll for sure be
know.
what it is. It's just also just weird seeing Batman in the day.
He
All right.
sacrifices himself to say like an 8-year-old boy
Mm.
because it reminds him of his past.
That would be cool.
That would be fire.
I could
Like,
also
bring
see
it
it
full
happen.
circle.
Maybe like protecting Barry. I don't know.
Mm.
Something to that nature. I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see. All right. So next shot we get Barry Allen. Sitting, holding, looking like Batman had just died. He's in a suit. Maybe a funeral just occurred. This would be a weird placement. Maybe this was the placement where originally Gal Gadot's character was supposed to be involved. Maybe
Yeah.
she comes to the funeral, this, that, or the other. But I do think that they cut her from the movie.
Mm.
We could still
Rip.
get her because there was a
Tough.
leaked toy of Wonder Woman and it had the Flash title with it.
Really?
So maybe we could still get her. But as far as I know, they cut her.
Yeah.
She was supposed to be in it, but as far as I know, they did cut her. But
Sus.
so we see that, and then we see the Flash running in. He's got the yellow boots. Love that.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yes, it does look very good. And then we get a whole montage of action with like you can hear the clock ticking in the background. You hear lightning. You see his lightning. You see different spots of action, and then it closes showing Barry's face, showing like him talking to Batman. Later, Batman we'll talk about in a few minutes. That he's asking Barry, why are you doing so much for this particular universe? And he's saying this is the one where my mom lives, and which goes to show he saved his mom.
Yeah.
And now he's having to deal with the repercussions of saving her.
Yeah.
And changing the timeline.
Messing up the timeline, yeah.
Exactly. And I do appreciate this movie being a multiverse movie as well. I mean, this is a very multiverse time. I mean, we had Multiverse Madness, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that this, is definitely an improvement on the multiverse and expanding that.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
Doctor Strange. So
the previous examples haven't been that good besides, Across the Spider-Verse.
Right.
Or Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse. And No Way Home did a pretty good job too, but it was, in one
It was
world.
just very brief.
Right. So I think I'm excited for this movie. This is a perfect movie to do that and develop that because the Flash is just that
lots
character,
of madness coming up.
Lots of madness.
I have a buddy,
Flash.
and he ranks every movie according to the Multiverse of Madness scale. It's like better than Multiverse of Madness, worse than Multiverse of Madness.
It is the definition of like average.
Yeah,
so,
it really is.
Yeah,
it really is.
It is. So
this one will be
better.
Guaranteed goated, yes.
Yeah, I guarantee it'll be better. So
Indubitably.
And then we see a past sequence of Barry dancing with his mother and enjoying those times of the past. And then we get Barry's dad holding his mother in his arms after she was tragically killed. This is probably, where people believe that he killed her, which he didn't, obviously. Poor Henry.
Yo, free my boy Henry. He ain't do nothing wrong.
He didn't do nothing wrong.
He ain't do, actually.
He did not.
That's dude, man. Like you mentioned it before, but let me harp on it again, man. I love this storyline because I don't know. It's just so realistic. Like a lot of times, especially today, I feel like we get superheroes kind of without a flaw.
Yes.
It's like they have like no dark stains in them. To where like we as flawed people, where we can't relate. But I mean, with who can say as Barry that they would. That they wouldn't go back and save their mom,
exactly,
despite the repercussions.
I probably would too. I mean, it's a really, really cool concept to see. This Flashpoint storyline in general is one of my favorite comic book storylines anyway. And to see that come to a live action movie is just really cool to me. And for it to be the Flash's first movie ever, which blows my mind considering all the characters that we've gotten before. I mean, we got flipping Shang-Chi before the Flash,
I
man.
know.
That blows my mind. But I'm just glad we're finally
freaking Miss Marvel show.
I know. We got She-Hulk.
She wasn't even in the comics till 2013.
It's very disappointing. But I'm just glad we're finally getting it.
Finally.
All right, this next scene, I actually want to talk about just for a second because it was captivating to me, and the CGI on this trailer was really good.
It looks shockingly good.
It was impressing. It was impressive.
Warner Bros. Kind of goes hard with their CGI.
They do.
They really make my favorite
So this particular scene was really cool because it shows young Barry running out of his house, and you see in the background the sky changes as he's running. Like the time has changed. Like it goes from day to night to darkness to storm. Definitely large symbolism. You hear that it can't help reliving, and then it shows our main timeline Flash watching this go down with the time moving in the sky.
Yeah.
That shot was beautiful to me. It definitely shows the realities of time, how one can go from light to darkness so quickly when you're young, and how, now he's coming back to relive it. Such a cool.
And how it started too, right? With the little boy running outside, and then you see it, right? I feel like that's another little nod, like, hey, like this is what's going to happen if you do this.
I mean, it's so exciting to see that. And that repercussion, because he's staring at this little boy walking out, and he's like, "That's me. I don't want him to feel that way."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "I gotta take it to my own hands." And then he performs this act. In reality, when he gets back to the universe, he reveals later there's no more metahumans. There's a lot of controversy. There's a lot of horrible stuff that's happened.
Yeah.
No more certain other things, and you're just gonna have to deal with that. And like, what's your choice? Why are you going to go back in time and fix your mistake? Or are you going to keep it as it is? It's really, really cool concept to see, and I'm excited to watch that in this trailer.
Imagine you go back and just like cringe watching younger you just go around
I know.
in that situation.
I do it every day.
Dude, don't make that move.
Don't do that.
Cringe.
Don't send that text message. Just don't.
Please do not.
Just don't do it. Exactly.
It's so cringe.
Oh
my goodness.
All right. And then we see in a glimpse, we got Barry back. It's the short hair Barry. He's got the blue lightning around him, and he's looking at different images of the past. So I'm wondering, like, what exactly that scene is. Is it the death? Is it his like maybe he's having a vision, a dream. I don't exactly know because he's got the old blue lightning.
Yeah.
So it has to take place before he gets the yellow.
Yeah,
embodies
like
the
in the
Speed Force.
Snyderverse kind of era.
It could be, and that could be one thing as well. Is the use of Flashpoint is a great use to reboot the DCU.
Yeah,
it's great because as shown in the Flash TV show and even the Flash Point Paradox movie, you can see how when Barry does fix his mistake, that everybody changes around him.
Yeah.
So this is a great point to do that. So I'm wondering, like, maybe this Barry, has blue lightning, and then when he changes the universe, he's got the yellow.
Yeah,
now,
he's got the yellow now.
It just switches and makes a change.
I mean, and that would obviously be best. Batman. I mean, blue Snyderverse associated with that. I mean, and that was like a lot of people's complaint too.
Yeah.
With Snyder, like, oh, I don't like the blue. Yellow now in the new DCU. I mean, that'd be perfect, and that would help. I feel like clear up some.
Clean up some of the
confusion,
and that would also make sense when James Gunn says this is why a lot of the characters didn't change, because some stay the same, some don't, some change completely. Like for example, we see a change of Superman, as we'll talk about in the trailer.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we get Barry, and it looks like he's already made the change, and he's going up to his mom, and he finally gets to see his mom as an adult for the first time. Very emotional scene there.
Makes me want to tear up.
I know, right? I do like that this trailer played on the motions.
Yeah,
like,
it did.
It's hard to sympathize with Ezra, but it's easy to sympathize with the Flash. So I really like that.
It had everything, man.
It did.
It really did.
It did. So then we see two Barrys in one. Finally, we got one Barry Allen who's looking like he's got the long hair, the hipster, the headphones, and then you got the other Barry short hair.
So
the Flash.
So the hipster is the one who grew up with his mom?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, the one with the headphones, the one with the long hair.
Does he have powers?
Yes, he has. Okay. He still has the super speed. I think he has the blue super speed though.
He has
the other
blue?
one has the yellow. Yeah.
Okay, that would be confusing.
It would be confusing, but they did that to differentiate because the one Barry, with the short hair who is confronting the other Barry has the ring, and the new Flash suit. He's the one who changed the past and brought it back to the future. So now he has yellow lightning.
He has yellow.
And then this guy is from a different universe, possibly.
Well, I thought he was the main one in that one.
Who, the long hair one? Or
yeah.
I don't know.
Wait, like, okay, so
they could go from that.
Yellow regular Barry transitions right into this new universe. Yes. It meets hippie Jesus with the blue, right?
Right. As far as I know.
Is hippie Jesus with the blue, is he from that universe?
I'm not sure. That's the thing. We don't know that yet. They haven't revealed that in the trailer. We'll see.
Okay.
And then I just got to highlight Ezra Miller's acting. Even though the controversy, the acting is still really well done.
Oh yeah, that's never been in doubt.
No.
I mean, when everything came up, it's like, Ezra's doing a bunch of dumb stuff, but Ezra's a freaking good actor.
Yeah, they are. So it's cool to see that. And then we see the Barrys go, "You stole my face. You have my face. What is going on?"
Yeah.
Natural.
That would be an awkward. Low key, man. I would just want to hug myself.
I would probably pass out and then wake up and then want to hug myself.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Like, I get told I give good hugs. So I'm like, let me find out for real if you lied to me.
That's a great mindset, Nathan. I love that. All right. So then we see our two Barrys walking up to the Bat Mansion, Bruce Wayne's manor, which is really cool. But we have to remember this is not Ben Affleck's mansion. This is another Batman's mansion. So that's really cool to see because maybe, Barry, what happened was Barry, he went back in time. Now he comes back. He's got his new abilities and all this stuff, and he's enjoying life with his mom.
Yeah.
And then he's like, finds this new Barry. Something's different. Now he's going to go try to find Batman to see if he's still alive.
To fix it,
But then now it's a different Batman. Yeah. And it's going to be like, what?
Dude, I want to get a showdown between them. Actually, there won't be a showdown. Well, no. He'll know it's a different Barry. Like, Batman ain't no idiot.
He knows his stuff. Yeah, Batman knows his stuff. So
he knows.
All right, next up, we get lightning going through what looks like, I'm not sure exactly who this person is. Maybe Barry's father. Maybe it's the mother. I can't really tell because it's lightning going through the chest, and then you got Barry in the side over here. It's long hair Barry. So maybe this is the scene where his mother dies. Maybe it's not. I'm not exactly sure what that scene entails.
I do think it's when she dies.
Yes.
I don't think they would have shown when he got his powers, to be honest. I think that's kind of irrelevant at this point. So
I see. And then next up, we got a really cool shot of Barry's ring, which we know it has a suit in it.
It has a suit.
And it
That's
comes out.
cool,
That's
dude.
really cool. The way it opened, it was so dope. I was
Yeah.
so excited to see that.
A little close up.
And then we got Barry talking to Bruce, but it's Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Talking about his abilities. Now you had the ability to destroy everything or, remake it. So that was really cool to me.
That's a lot of power for one
I know.
person.
I'm just excited to see Ben
Holy.
Affleck again as Batman.
Listen,
It's really
man,
cool.
I'm gonna hit you and the listeners with the hot take, and I never thought I would say this, but I enjoy and I like Affleck better than Bale. I just think his bigger body, he fits the suit better. His cowl looks a lot better. Yes, Bale is, we can agree, the better actor.
Yes.
But Affleck just looks more the part and feels more the part.
I can agree with Ben Affleck being a better Bruce Wayne and looking the part pretty well.
He didn't have to do a voice thing like
He
Christian
didn't have
Bale.
to do a voice.
Everyone made fun of Bale going like, "I'm
I
Batman,"
know,
because it was
Bale's voice
very
is weird,
clear. Yeah,
But Bale is a phenomenal Batman. He just is. So that is a hot take, but
Yeah.
I can see where you're coming from, but that's a hot take.
and we'll be talking about that more too in
we
the
will.
news.
All right, so next up we get an image of Barry. He's like, into this new world, and we see General Zod's face appearing on the screen.
I was so thrown off, dude.
Yeah.
So is this a flashback or is this like legit General Zod?
This is General Zod.
So then
he's back.
No Superman, maybe? You think
No Superman.
You think he's killed Superman by this point? Or maybe
probably.
just arrived?
Well, I'll talk about that in just a second when we get to our next part of the trailer. But we see that Barry's coming to the realization that he completely broke the universe. He says, I completely broke the universe, literally in the trailer.
Yeah.
And he's seeing Zod. He's seeing this army coming to Earth to take it over.
That's going to be so weird.
I know. And he's
Him
like,
interacting with that? Oh my goodness.
So, but General Zod, don't forget, is not the main villain.
No.
He's just a factor.
Yeah.
With a greater.
He looks the exact same.
He looks good.
He looks really
Zod's
good.
like, we've been waiting for you, talking to, I don't know whether it's Flash or somebody else. He's getting ready to fight. He looks great. I'm excited to have him back. It's really cool to see. Then we get another shot of Barry walking through this tunnel system, look like he's getting ready to do something, talking to Batman, doing something. I don't know. He's like, I created a world with no metahumans now. We see an image of Superman's, costume, his suit. I'm just laying on the floor. And then we get our image of our debut of a very, very skinny girl lying in a prison cell. So this is obviously Supergirl.
Yeah.
Right? Supergirl, her debut of Supergirl in the live action movies. And to me, this looks like in this universe, it's not Supergirl to say, but the way that this movie's doing it is as if like the way he changed the
she's
storyline,
the Superman.
She's the Superman.
Okay.
She's not Kara Danvers, the Supergirl. She's the Superman that changed
she's
because
like
of the universe.
The Clark Kent.
Yeah, she's the Clark Kent. Even though they call her Kara, I mean, it's accurate.
Kara Kent.
But she's Kara Kent.
Clara Kent.
Instead of being such and such. And I do like it that she's skinny. She's in this prison cell. It reminds me of the Justice League Flashpoint Paradox. And Superman's in that same situation. So it seems they're just changing up, making it the Supergirl.
Yeah.
But I don't have a problem with this, honestly.
I'm not a hater.
I don't have a problem with this. She looks good in the role. I think she
fire.
She could do it really well.
Just upon first looks, man, she just looks like a upgraded Captain Marvel.
Yeah, she does.
Like, really, the suit looks better.
Yeah,
the big cannons look better with her flying. It's dope.
Yes, I completely agree. So I can't wait to see that. So then we want some help, and we get a new Batcave. We get the old OG Batmobile.
Yeah,
and then we get the famous return of Michael Keaton's Batman.
I don't
then
know
you hear
how
the music
to
in the
feel
background.
about this, to be honest.
You don't know how you feel about.
To be honest, I've never been a huge Keaton fan.
Yeah.
And even when he delivered his line in his cowl, like you could still tell like that wasn't Batman speaking.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like Keaton, to be honest, just him speaking.
I agree. I do agree. My question is, I mean, obviously, I do think it's going to be Bruce Wayne, Michael Keaton's back as Batman.
Yeah.
But my question is, are they going to adapt it to where Michael Keaton is playing Thomas Wayne's Batman? Are they going to do that route? I would like to see that personally, rather than him just being back and be like, "How did he get here?" That's what I would prefer.
Or is he going to come out and say, "This has something to do with Spider-Man"? Oh, baby,
the greatest line of all time.
They're connected. Well,
I think we should start a team.
I think we should start a team. Like, I have such a hard time picturing as Batman still to this day. Like, his movie sucked. And
no,
yes, bro.
They did not suck.
They were not that good.
They were pretty good movies.
They were not.
I'm not a huge fan of Batman Returns, even though most people say that's better. But his original Batman movie, I mean, that's a classic, man.
You think it's classic?
It's a good movie.
It's decent. I feel like at best for a movie,
it's
not a
pretty good.
superhero. I don't know. I just see him as more comedic or like just straight really serious. Like we see. I don't know. It's just I'm still getting used to the idea of seeing an older Michael Keaton.
But it is hype to see him back, or reutilizing old Batmans to come in.
The cave looks nuts.
The cave is really cool. I like that, and I like this seeing him do stuff he couldn't do back in the 80s.
Yeah, like we're just like flying down, and he's I don't know how he's fighting dudes in this cave.
I know
they're there, but
I know, and we have to respect the first Batman to make his appearance on the the big screen.
Yeah,
he was the first. I mean, you could say Adam West, and Adam West did have a movie, but that's not.
He had a movie. I
didn't
even know that.
Yeah. Love
Bam
Adam West.
Wow,
it's the best Batman right there.
But
that action scene with his Batman was really cool.
It was dope.
You have to admit that.
And
then we see Other Barry pass out, weirdly enough. And then we get the opening scene back with Ben Affleck's Batman. The cars running around. This kind of looks like the same city picture of Zod coming in. So I'm wondering, like, maybe Ben Affleck's Batman lasts a little bit longer than we think.
What if?
I don't know.
Supergirl isn't there to stop Zod, so it's Batman, and Batman dies in the attempt.
Ooh,
and the Zod
like
stuff
Superman,
is in the beginning of the movie. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Maybe.
It could be.
I don't know. I mean, because like Zod would break Batman like that, and it's not.
Right. That's really cool to see.
I don't know.
Maybe Zod is the one that kills Ben Affleck's Batman.
I don't know.
We'll see.
That'd be
all
weird.
right. Next thing, we got a really, really cool image of the Flash running up a building of broken rubble. This looks really, really good.
Yeah.
I'm really pleased with
Any
that.
rubble or run up buildings, especially in slow mo, are like money.
Yes.
Bring them to me.
I'm really excited for that. And then we get a scene with the two Barrys running into each other with their abilities and then running back out. That was a really cool shot as well. I like seeing that and the expansion of that. And then them working together. So now we got to talk about the main villain of this movie. The main villain is going to be the Other Barry. That's just going to be right off the bat.
Yeah.
It's been leaked and reported that he's going to be portraying Dark Flash, this Other Barry. And
Dark Flash.
I'm
not too familiar with Dark Flash.
It's just like an alternate version of the Flash, as if like he was evil.
So he's completely evil?
Yes.
How can he be a hippie and be evil? That's a real question.
He's playing them.
He's giving good vibes, but secretly it's bad vibes.
Originally he is good and then he goes bad. That's also possible. But I do think that that's going to inevitably be the villain. Which is funny. It's kind of ironic too that Ezra Miller's the villain. But you just see this,
Ezra Miller versus Ezra Miller.
Pulse between the two, and then you get a shot of the main Barry with blue lightning coming out of his face. It's like, okay, that was probably the Other Barry. So we'll see how that works out.
So
there.
confusing.
It is confusing.
This trailer's confusing.
There's a lot to unpack from this trailer.
Yeah.
Then we get Supergirl and Zod fight. We get Zod getting punched in the face and all this stuff. I'm excited for that.
Destroy another mega city.
Yes. And then we get one of the coldest shots I've ever seen. Like that. It made me feel so good.
Come on.
It is
Tell me.
Barry making a tornado with his fist and punching it on the ground.
It's pretty cool.
That was dope, man. I was like,
cool.
whoa, I've never seen that before.
Yeah. I mean, dude, with super speed, you can really do anything.
I know. It's
a freaking
nuts.
like tornado, bro.
Yeah.
And with your fist.
So high.
Oh my gosh.
Then we get a shot of Supergirl punching some stuff. And then we get a shot of Ben Affleck's Batman with a new suit with the blue in it. That's got me hyped. The classic suit.
I ain't seen the blue since the 70s, right? It was when the blue was big, blue and yellow.
Mean, it's the first time we've got that in live action, so it's really cool to see that. And then we get our action montage, as every superhero movie's got to have, with the planes blowing up, things going on, and then this, and then it looks like they're at this prison place, which is obviously in like Antarctica or something, which is where they're holding Supergirl, and this is where Batman and Barry go after and try to release Supergirl to get her to help them with their troubles. So I definitely like how they are adapting the original Flashpoint storyline, because that's what happened in Flashpoint Paradox is, he teams up with Batman, which is Thomas Wayne, and they go and find Superman and get him to help, even though he's all weak and stuff. I like that, and I'm excited to see that. Even though we don't have the war of the Atlanteans and the Themyscirans going on, the Amazons, this is still a pretty cool storyline in itself. So I'm excited to see that in her debut. And also, there's this really funny shot of Michael Keaton's Batman throwing a punch in his all old age, and then Supergirl just coming in and blocking that and punching the dude for him, and he's just like, "I did something, but I didn't." It's funny, but I did like that. And then that pretty much is it's not Clark, it's Kara, but there's pretty much saying that it's changed. It's Kara Kent. Yeah, it's not Kara Danvers. It's the Superman, but it's Supergirl now.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
So to see. Supergirl is Superman.
Yes. And then we get the Flash logo, obviously, and then the end of the Other Barry taking a video of Supergirl flying through the air, and they're like, "Got to show our kids." funny, comedic, exciting. But overall, that concludes the trailer. I appreciate that this trailer, it showed us what we needed to get hyped for this movie, but it didn't show us a whole lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we know it's about Flashpoint, but we don't know how much they're going into it.
Especially with the villain stuff, It wasn't clear who that was because they showed multiple. And I think a lot of people be thrown the loop when they see if it truly is, the other Barry.
Right.
But like they show us just enough to make us, confused and to be want to talk about this. But, not to the point where we've already figured out the entire, freaking movie plot. Like most superhero movies.
I know, have been doing lately, which gets me hyped. I mean, from a Flash fan, I'm such a huge Flash fan. It definitely does get me excited to finally get the debut of the Flash as his own movie, and I'm just so excited to see it. Even though there's a lot of controversy, but who cares? It's the Flash. I'm here for the character.
It's the Flash 2023,
and I'm just hyping Joe.
So
for this movie.
we gotta real quick. We gotta give our super early predictions. Out of 10.
Super early predictions.
I'm gonna start first with the 8.
Okay.
That would be freaking phenomenal.
Okay.
Anything like an 8 and above is like goated
Top tier.
S tier. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with 8, maybe possibly 8.5, but I don't see it cracking a 9.
I'm gonna say a 9.
Holy!
Right off the bat, just from what I've heard and from what I've seen, it's 9 material or even higher, depending if it is one of the best superhero movies of all time.
Yeah.
So I think 9 is solid. Obviously, this is a prediction. I just hope it doesn't go lower than an 8. That's all my hope is.
No way. It'll be between 8 and 9. Watch. We'll come back.
I agree.
We'll come back.
I agree.
All right, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, let us know by giving us a review and a download.
Yeah.
Our podcast, Here's in the Moment, is available on all major podcast platforms. So check it out. Speaking of checking us out, we have hundreds of episodes up where we cover tons of different universes. So our last episode, we kind of did something a little different, and we did our Oscar predictions. So if y'all into other movies too, go ahead and check that out. If you want to stay up to date with our news, our announcements, all that jazz, check out the socials. We have an Instagram, our main one, at Here's in the Moment, and then a TikTok at Here's in the Moment with an extra T.
And we just want to thank y'all for listening. And as always, we love you 3000.